Welcome to Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. This is Roy Kessel for Sports Philanthropy Network, and we're very excited to have with us one of the Super Bowl Patriot champions here. So tell us about what you're doing and why you're here with us on Radio Row.
All right, awesome. Thank you for having me, Roy. My name is Jon Brace. I am the quarterback for the New England Patriots wheelchair football team. I play in the USA Wheelchair Football League. I'm a disabled veteran, USMC, and excited to be out here. Last year, I got to play in the veteran All-Star game down in New Orleans, and they invited me back out to talk about the league and the team out here.
Well, I know that I've had a chance to see some of the wheelchair football, and the level of hitting and collisions was shocking to me the first time that I saw that.
Yep. Yeah, we are one-hand touch, but we love to hit, and we can hit as hard as we want when we go in for that touch.
So tell us about how you came to get involved with wheelchair football. Obviously, you went through a lot with service for the country and your injury and everything like that.
Sure.
How did that process go about getting yourself prepared to play
Yeah.
football?
So I was going through VA rec therapy for a hand bike actually, and I saw it on the calendar that they were doing a clinic at the Gillette for wheelchair football, and I was like, that sounds interesting. I wanted to get in better shape without having to rely on my prosthetic leg, and this seemed like a great outlet. So I went out to the clinic, and they were like, you should come out and play on the team. So the next year, 2024, I joined the team, became captain and quarterback when our original quarterback got hurt. He's now one of the slot receivers, and then have just been quarterback since.
And when you look at that training, I think people don't necessarily understand how much effort and development you put into preparing and training for the sport. Just like,
Sure.
you know, maybe able-bodied athletes or, the differential in terms of how your workouts go and practices and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot on the arms and the upper body. The timing between pushing a chair. So when regular quarterbacks throw into receiver, they have their legs and they just can get their hands up and get prepared for the ball. But my receivers need to be pushing their chair and then do it. So it's a lot of upper body workouts, a lot of banging into each other and working around, maneuvering around the wheelchairs. We take up a lot of space, so it's a very different atmosphere. And a lot of reflex time and a lot of precision.
And when you look at it from your perspective, right, I think one of the things that's hard in in regular football, right, you see players getting tackled, right? And so the officiating on whether a player is down or not down is a little easier in some ways to see
Right.
when you watch wheelchair football, right? And we've all played touch football and gotten in arguments over whether you got the person before the ball got thrown away or anything else.
Right.
How do you feel the officiating is?
Um, they're really good about it. There's usually somebody right behind the quarterback kind of watching for those touches. There's still mistakes happen. Like sometimes I might get tagged on the thigh, which doesn't count, but they'll call me down. But they do the best that they can out there. We got a lot of training. The referees go through an extensive training program, and we're all out there to support adaptive sports. And there's really no reason to get that excited about that heated about a bad call because we're just getting the opportunity to play at an elite level.
So you raised an interesting point. You said getting touched on the thigh doesn't count. So what is the touch zone that's legal?
Yep. From the waist to the neck. Yep.
So they
And then
can't tap you on the helmet or anything like that.
no, and they can't do that. And if the quarterback's arm is in motion, then the play continues. So, which is nice.
Okay. And so from your perspective, what are the challenges being a quarterback for what you see? What's the hardest part?
Sure. Making sure my players are running their routes because they have a tough time sometimes getting out. We're allowed to make contact 1 yard off the line of scrimmage and maintain contact for 5 yards. So when you're locked wheel to wheel and you get jammed up, your timing is a little off on your routes. So it's probably the hardest thing is maneuvering the wheelchairs around and making sure that they're following their routes and not just doing anything to get open and where I expect them to be for the pass to go.
So for those that haven't watched wheelchair football, what is the configuration? How many players are playing on each team?
7-on-7, just like flag football rules. Every person is eligible to be a receiver though, which is nice. So your whole line can release. If they're blitzing, then the line holds. But if they're playing back a little bit, then my line can actually release. Like my center can snap the ball and release a little bit and go out for a pass. So,
And how many do any of the players play both ways?
oh yeah, a lot of the players. But so I started out as a linebacker. I'll still pop in on defense once in a while. A lot of my receivers are also my corners. So we're on both sides of the ball all the way.
And who are your biggest rivals?
For us right now, the Bears, we played them like 3 times last season and we want revenge on them. But
Yeah, we all dislike the Bears. That's a common theme.
they're the number 1 team in the league. They did a great job. The Cowboys and the Chiefs, Irving Outlaws, and the Raiders they're all good teams, but we're trying to break into that top 4 this year.
Well, we wish you good luck. Look
Thanks.
forward to continued success.
Appreciate it.
I'm not even going to ask who you're cheering for.
Oh no,
Taken.
Jake James, my boy. We're both second-year quarterbacks, so I've been following it and like I absolutely love what he's done.
What's your prediction for the game?
I'm gonna go with what Gronk said, which is basically the repeat of Super Bowl 49. You know, like 24-28 in the Patriots' favor, and we'll see what we do.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
for making time to join us.
it. Thank you.
Signing off, Roy Kessel for Sports Philanthropy Network, live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. Please remember to live generously.